Hello, Leo and Leo energy. Welcome to your December reading. I recorded and aired the Ophiuchus reading as an all signs guidance for you in advance because it will help put things into perspective for you as I navigate your energy for this month. With that said, take the readings how they resonate for you and don't force anything to fit. I always recommend noticing the house each sign rules for you in your birth chart so you better understand how it affects that particular area of your life, regardless of how I give the reading. As an example, I may use romance examples, but if it's your 10th house ruler, it may pertain more to your career or authority figures in your life. Okay, so Leo, let's get into the cards. Overall energies with the tops and bottoms of the decks. The overall energy talks about fear versus the call for faith when faced with an idea that you are a voice box for the divine creation, but also that you are not the only one who dictates divine creation. The Uni of Ife, Hierophant card, recognizes that although we are of great importance, we are not always the most popular or the only one that is important. And we simply guide to help others navigate their honoring of divinity. We are teachers and also forever students. And oftentimes, we are only as powerful as those who believe in our ability to lead as a teacher, to teach them, but also humbly learn along the way. Because being able to learn makes you a better teacher. The Judgment card reminds us to be truly free. We must accept that which needs to be done without judging yourself, to save yourself in faith, putting fear behind you. Okay. Fear clips the wings and keeps you from being able to fly. The mushroom with the purity is a seriously healing medicine that works its magic when love is in its purest form, when it's innocent and supportive without hidden motives. Unconditional kindness can get you out of delusion and help you sense the divine scheme of things. The Strength card with Temperance suggests completely quieting the ego or personal desires and perceived needs so that true alchemy can take place at a grander spiritual level. You do not need to defend the choices you are making in the highest good to anyone. You just have to trust the place within yourself that you are making those choices from. Now, as we get into the spread, the theme cards show the Dalai Lama version of the Hierophant card in reverse. The Star card and the Devil card. They come out with the pedestal. Now, the Dalai Lama reversed is concerning to me because that means you have attached yourself to a desire that was never meant to last, and you're creating your own suffering with a refusal to let go of what isn't aligned. Ask yourself, what do you fear separating from that submits you to suffering? You gain so much freedom when you let go of what or who you fear losing the most. As powerful as you are, Leo, even the Star card doubles down on this energy, reminding you that the stars are beyond your control and you can't force them to be or mean anything other than they do. The Pleiades are the Pleiades. We cannot control that which is outside of ourselves, only what is within ourselves. The divine only offers us the classroom, the books, the signs, the tools. But just because you put the child in a classroom doesn't mean you can force them to learn. You can't force them to pay attention, stay awake, or care about the lesson. Healing is a conscious choice we make, and only healed people can genuinely heal people because healed people make healed and sovereign choices, and that ripples. You can only lead by example. With the beasts deserve cages version of the devil card, it reminds you that cowardice, negligence, hypocrisy, and sin, think about the seven deadly sins, lead to karma and punishment. They manifest sociopathic, dense people. And the consequences of obligation are feeling shackled to drudgery and moribund. You may have put someone up on a pedestal, and they may have been the top priority. And you are being reminded that if you don't put yourself on that pedestal and become the top priority, putting yourself in full consideration, if you don't take care of you first, no one else will, and you'll be good for no one. At the beginning of the month, a seed gets planted that may resolve a conflict with someone who walked away from you, someone you had a rough out with in the past. This person comes with fire and may not have nice words to say to you, mostly because you were stagnating at the time and left them to their own to figure it out. I say you left them because even if they left you, like physical reality left you first, you checked out and left the dynamic of partnership with them long before they left you. So in December, you have an opportunity to end a conflict. The issue is you have no desire to be kind to this person or hold compassion for this person. You may very well still be holding a grudge because of the way things ended, because they wouldn't sacrifice themselves into oblivion for you, even though you weren't doing anything close to that for them. And by the end of the month, you may be the one still stagnating and on your own alone because of it. You still haven't learned that it takes honoring partnership to rule a successful kingdom. Without it, the kingdom can and often does fall apart. Just because you hold a certain level or kind of power in a dynamic doesn't mean the other person is powerless. It just means you didn't respect their kind of power, and that cost you. It can be compared to a doctor recommending a specific medication to a patient because they get a kickback for it. But the patient doesn't like the idea of that medication or its side effects, or the fact that you are pushing it on them despite them expressing that they don't like it. The doctor thinks they are in a position of power and will get their way, but they end up losing them as a patient. Same thing can happen in work environments with bosses thinking their employees' health and lives don't matter. Or in romantic relationships where someone thinks they're the breadwinner, so how they treat their partner doesn't matter because they pay the bills. Employees quit and partners leave. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the vibe you're in for December. That's the vibe you've maybe been in for a while. Your ego, Leo, bless your heart, might be quite inflated. Because if this isn't you and your vibe for December, you're dealing with someone like this. To be fair, you might still be dealing with someone like this and they're in your mirror. The point is, someone thinks the power they hold over the other means they don't have to learn, heal, or grow, and that their negligence and ignorance is acceptable when it isn't. How can you teach if you can't learn? How can you expect others to grow and change if you won't? That's really what you need to tackle within yourself for December. You can't just force your way all the time and not expect to eventually have that catch up with you. If you want to be a great leader, Leo, you have to honor your partnerships. You have to honor the power of your partner. And if you're with a partner or are partnered in some way, working with someone in some way who is on this kind of power trip, you need to recognize that if they are not honoring you and your power, and it's not equal, that you can leave. And that's the vibe. That's the vibe for December. With your ruling planet being the sun, this may be especially significant if the sun, while it's transiting through Sag and Capricorn, and the transiting Pluto opposite your sign, or Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, or Uranus are aspecting your natal sun exact this month. Or your natal sun, moon, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, or Pluto are aspecting exact with those planets as they move through their transits in some way. You may also have other significant placements in the signs of Taurus, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Aquarius, or Capricorn in addition to your Leo energy. Or have your Sun, Moon, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, or Pluto in Leo or one of those signs. Uranus at the tail end of Taurus is squaring your sign and wrapping up challenges to bring you this revelation before Saturn and Neptune start to enforce it from Aries next year. Special PSA, Pluto isn't fluffy. It's go all or go home and reap what you sow. And being opposite Leo, you're going to need to learn this lesson and let it sink in real good before this transpires. Or the downfall, Leo, may be a brutal one. Okay. Leo, I do hope this message has helped you, especially in regard to the house that Leo rules for you. Much love to you always. Stay blessed. And remember, you are the light of the world, the reason to wake up every day, and the passion and creative flow that fuels purpose. Cheers, Leo. Have a wonderful holiday season this month. Until we next meet, take care.